Hey everyone, this is Camfree15 and I'm back with another video. And this is another Chicago Bears recap. And man, what a game, especially on the defensive side. Um, that was a pretty, just, it was a fun game to watch, regardless of, how well the offense I thought did, and how great the defense is yet again. My goodness. You know, this was one of the games we had to win because with the Lions and the Packers really losing today, we just needed to do our job and win. And we got that W, and right now we are technically tied with the Packers for first place. So right now we're in a good position. I'm feeling great, and it's looking like things are looking a little bit brighter than when the season first started off. But other than that, I'm going to get into the offense right now. The offense I thought played good. It could have been better with when it came to scoring the ball, but it played good, and that was all behind the arm of Chase Daniels. If you all know, Trubisky got injured early in the game, and Chase Daniels had to come in the game. And Chase Daniels, from the word go, he basically went down the field, scored a touchdown, and did his thing. And I I was really impressed. It was good that he made a huge step up. Now, there's been some things going on developing because of this injury. You got some of the word of talk people saying, okay, so what's the deal with Trubisky? Um, my thing on Mitchell Trubisky. One, I'm gonna say this. When Chase Daniels won the game, it seemed like the playbook opened a lot more, which goes to show that maybe Nagy does not trust Trubisky all that much, and he trusts his veteran guy much more. And for some reason, Daniels was comfortable from the moment he got in. Trubisky, you know, he didn't look well when the game first started off. He didn't look. He still looked like the same old Mitchell Trubisky we've been getting, and I don't know if his injury would have, if he'd not gotten injured, if things would have been the same. But because Chase Daniels was distributing the ball around all the receivers and stuff like that, he was checking his progressions, he was looking at his reads through his reads. Something Trubisky, still up to this point has not done. And I said that's a huge improvement he needs to do. Um, I'm going to be watching Chase Daniels because it looks like Trubisky's going to be out for a couple of weeks, maybe more. But I'm going to be looking, really for to see how Chase Daniels handles himself. If he can handle himself in a manner of him doing well, he might as well, how what I might say, he could earn himself basically, the starting quarterback spot. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not guaranteeing anything that he's gonna play as pretty well like he did today. I'm just saying from the standpoint of this. If we get in another situation where a few years back, Jay Cutler got injured and then Josh McCown came in, and Josh McCown played pretty well for a couple of weeks, but we didn't pull the string of the starter. I'm saying this. If Chase Daniels plays well and well enough to where you know, he's putting points on the board, he's giving us a chance to win. I personally am, appealed to see him keep the starting quarterback spot. Because one, Trubisky has yet to prove anything this season other than one game. Um, I've been saying he's actually regressed more than he should have progressed. Now, I still think Trubisky's going to come back after his injury, But we'll see. If Chase Daniels plays pretty convincingly to the point where you look at him and you're like, I don't know why you would sit this guy. Um, I see no problem in sitting him. Another thing I have to say is, if Chase Daniels looks this good in the offense, Trubisky, I don't know what the hell's going on, but my goodness. Like I said, he just needs to play better. I don't know what the hell is his problem, but the difference was literally there throughout the entire game. You know, the offense literally looked different from a passing perspective. Um, I saw the pass. Chase Daniels took shots downfield. He was very accurate today. And, he only, I think missed two throws. And other than that, he was good. I was very impressed with what Chase Daniels was doing. Which goes to show, you know, when you even if you're a backup, when you're infused into the starting lineup, it actually makes you play better. And so segmenting into the defense, that's what exactly happened to the defense. My goodness. I was a Vikings fan and I saw that performance, especially by Kirk Cousins. Um Man, would I be disappointed in my team for giving him a big huge money extension. Um Jesus. From an aspect, it kind of reminded me of the freaking, week 17 matchup last week. The only difference is we had some starters play the whole game, but there was like some starters today that were just basically backups, and they abused the Vikings offense. My goodness. Um Holy crap. It's insane how much we did to them on the defensive side of the ball. We literally made Kirk Cousins scared to throw the ball anytime he touched it. Because almost every time he would draw back to pass, he got sacked or he literally fumbled the ball. And man, um, if I could say there was an ugly in this game, it definitely goes to Kirk Cousins. Because man, he was god awful today. Jesus. Like, man, I could say Trubisky in the first 2 weeks to an extent played better than freaking Kirk Cousins today. Um, you know, he was freaking Kirk Cousins was awful, and that was all because of Khalil Mack and the defense. We had a few injury concerns from the aspect of Akeem Hicks not being out, and then Roquan Smith, he was out, and I was like, oh, that's not good. I wasn't really worried about Akeem Hicks being out, nor Taylor Gabriel being out. But when I heard Roquan Smith got out, I was like, we could be in some trouble. Quickly to find out, 3 hours later, we were in no trouble at all because Nick Kiwatowski, he filled in perfectly. And if there was a game to, show out, he showed out today. And I'm very impressed with Nick Kiwatowski because he's been known as that type of guy that's like, hasn't done all that well. No, especially when he was always inserted and stuff like that. And some Bears fans like to pick him apart and everything. But Kiwatowski played a very good game. He played a very good game. I also like that pancake he did on Dalvin Cook. My goodness, I saw that. I was like, ooh, you didn't have to do that to Dalvin Cook that bad. But what can I say? Dalvin Cook was pissed all game because guess what? He didn't get no 100-yard rush in this game. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Dalvin Cook when he plays us, but you know what? Um, one of the things with me is, I'm not worried about the Vikings or the Detroit Lions. Okay, they look good, but when we always play them, we tend to beat them most of the time, especially when it comes with a good season. And this again, it's the same freaking narrative. Oh, Dalvin Cook has had a great season. He's had games where he's rushed over 100 yards or more. Goes against the Bears defense, can't even eclipse more than 50. I think he had like 38 yards rushing, and his longest rush today was like off 9 yards. Didn't do jack diddly squat today, so why should I be? Even though that was a main thing to do, is stop the run. But geez, with our backup players, they were just abusing the Minnesota offensive line. and they said the Minnesota offensive line is much better than it was last year. It looked literally the exact same, if you ask me. Our defense came out and showed out. Khalil Mack and the boys, Jesus, 6 sacks. What more can you ask for? And you made Kirk Cousins fumble the ball like almost. He fumbled it like 4 times or something like that. And I was like, jeez, he's going to play that pathetic. We're going to win this game easy. And literally, we basically effed up the Vikings for 3 quarters. Technically, 4.5 quarters to an extent. But, we literally messed them up the entire game to the point I'm looking at Twitter mentions, and Viking fans are legit like, the hell we signed this guy to an $84 million deal. Um, Kirk Cousins, it's funny because you can't bench Kirk Cousins. You're paying him $84 million to be what? Sitting on the bench? You know, Now it makes sense why the Redskins just, got rid of him and stuff like that. And personally, in my opinion, I think Kirk Cousins, if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, he's going to be gone by the time his contract's up in Minnesota. More importantly, he might not even get another starting job again. He might just be relegated to just being a backup quarterback, if not being out of the league. Um, we really messed him up, and that goes to the D line up front, like Roy Robertson Harris, who was phenomenal today. Nick Williams, another player who stepped up today, who was phenomenal today. Just got sacks and wreaked havoc on Kirk Cousins all game long. There was not one time Kirk Cousins had a time to even throw. Even when he did have that time to throw, that was because, the offensive line almost every damn time was holding. Again, I'm going to be clamoring. Maybe the Bears should put in a word to the NFL and be like, you might need to tell your refs to start looking at the linemen better. Because every freaking play, I swear, do not lie, I see holding almost all the time. There were sometimes our D linemen were literally probably an inch away from getting to Kirk Cousins, and he completes a pass because their D line, their O linemen, are literally grabbing our players by their jerseys and throwing them down to the ground. And I think the Bears only got, I think the Vikings only got called for like 2, 3 holding calls, and there was plenty. The Vikings personally should have got called for 20. You can say, but it's kind of overblown. You can't give 20 penalties to an offensive team. I don't care. If you're seeing the holding penalty being, and you're seeing holding, throw the flag. There was a point in the game where literally when the Vikings get that touchdown, there was so many times, um, they were holding our D lineman. I'm like, dude, that's clearly holding. You know, if it was me, if I was Ryan Pace or Matt Nagy, I'd be filing a report to the NFL saying, look, can you call more holding calls because we are getting held all game? But then again, it didn't matter because Jesus, Khalil Mack was getting held by 2 people and he still got the sack. Goes to show how strong he is. And, it goes to show also that our defense is still formidable even when, all our entire D line are getting held. And what can you do against that D line? Of course you're going to hold. I'd still say, linemen need to be called. Our offensive linemen from the opposing team need to be called out for holding. I think it's stupid that we don't get called. We don't get more holding calls because the offensive linemen are holding and it won't move them back. I know you're not always supposed to be throwing a flags for holding, but geez, at least once in a while, when you see it and it's obvious, call a holding call. Jeez. I think it's because it caters to all the way back from week 2 when that one dude had freaking 6 when the one dude had like 4 straight holding calls or 5 straight holding calls or something like that. And ever since then they toned down the Bears holding calls. And I'm like, you're being serious right now? Every team literally we play holds us. It comes to the point I'm literally screaming and clamoring for a holding call. And if we don't get those, whatever. But every time we do get those, I will be clapping. Um, you know, Regardless of the standpoint. You know, tonight's game really was a really good game played. We could have scored more points, but when you're having a defensive battle to the point the offense doesn't really did its job technically, you can kind of really just sit back and let your defense do all the work. And your defense did all the work, and guess what? You got you a W. Eddie Pinero went 3 for 3 today, so he's still our kicker. Special teams was good today and stuff like that. And other than that, it was an overall it was a very complete game. By each side of the ball, each side each side did its job. Now, one aspect I have to say is the offensive line plays got to get better. I feel like, especially when we run the ball, we literally get next to no penetration to make our running backs run for like 7 yards or more. Like, can our offensive line please block? Especially Charles Leno. Oh my goodness, Charles Leno. I swear, he got his money all right, and now he's playing like as if he's just gonna chillax for the rest of the time. Um, Charles Leno needs to play better. So far this season, Charles Leno has been horrid this season. And one of the horrid plays was when Everson Griffin basically kind of just did a simple little spin move, and Charles Leno just let him go free. And it's like, I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, Charles Leno needs to play better. Because one, he's getting called for too many damn penalties. And two, he's not blocking good this season. So I will need him to step his game up. Otherwise, otherwise Chase Daniels is gonna get blindsided hit when and possibly fumble the ball away because guess what? His backside tackle can't freaking block for him. Um Another critique I have to say this. Kyle Long, please get your hands on the receivers. There was two occasions where um he just lets Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs run straight past him. On Adam Thielen, there was an incomplete pass, but if it was caught, it would have been for a touchdown. And when they showed the replay, it was just a freaking streak route Adam Thielen ran. And Kyle Fuller realized at the last second that he just ran right past him, and Adam Thielen just gets past him. And I'm like, you didn't even put an effort to put his hands on him. You just let Adam Thielen run right past you. And then on the Stephen Diggs one, he was in press coverage, which I advise he be more in press coverage in certain circumstances, even though he's not a good press corner. Um, on that press corner, on that play where Stephon Diggs caught that little short fade, um, again, Kyle Fuller doesn't put hands on him. He gets a little hands on him, but he doesn't like jab him to the point where he's getting off his route and following and trailing him. He literally just pushes him and then lets him run past. And I'm like, dude, you're letting these receivers run right past you. You cannot do that. If you think you're gonna get your safety help, you'd be wrong if you're in man-on-man coverage. So now I can see why he gets back 15 yards deep. So I guess with Kyler Fuller, it can be a detriment and a freaking, helpful. A detriment and a good thing. You know, Even though he is an all-pro corner, there's still some things that tick me off about Kyle Fuller. Technically, if you ask me, I think our secondary is probably one of the weakest aspects of our defense, if you ask me. But that's just me. I don't know. Prince Amukamara, he did make a good play, preventing Thielen from getting a touchdown in the red zone. It was still the same. Vikings still got a touchdown on that red zone, drive they had. But it was a nice little, thing because it kind of dragged out the clock more and stuff like that. Other than that, the Bears played a pretty good game, as well as from the aspect, like I said, if Chase Daniel keeps doing good, I'd personally just keep him in there. Nothing wrong with Trubisky, but Trubisky so far, he's proven all he does best is he doesn't go through his progressions and he locks onto one guy. Now, we don't know how the game would have turned out if Trubisky played the entire game. Um, I don't know. So yeah. Next week we play, the Oakland Raiders. I know Khalil Mack's especially going to be geared up to play his former team. It especially showed John Gruden that he should have never traded him and stuff like that. And the Raiders should have paid him what he should have got paid. So I can't wait from that aspect to, see Khalil Mack literally go off against his former team. So I'm predicting Khalil Mack to get a few sacks here and there, maybe even a forced fumble. Now, obviously, John Gruden's got a game plan to get the ball out of Derek Carr's hand and stuff like that, but we'll see. Also, the game's going to be in London, so obviously I'm probably going to have to wake up super um, to see that game. You know, we'll see. Also, I'm sorry for not making a game preview. Um, I've actually been stating this in the last couple of videos I actually made today. They'll be uploaded different days, but again, the reason why I did not make a Bears versus Vikings game preview was mostly because I had an immense, you know, I had a lot of freaking schoolwork I had to take care of, which was like writing a 5-page paper that was due on like Friday. You know, typing other things for my Bald Ridge Principles course that is crazy and hectic, and really, um, you know, I had a lot of work. I had a lot of schoolwork last week, and especially with the fact that um, I do managing for our football team here at my college. I really am limited with time to make videos as I was back in the summertime and stuff like that. But this review will be going up tonight. Right after I'm done doing this, so this will go right up. And then since I already have like basically slates of videos, basically already on my computer, ready to be uploaded. I'll probably start uploading those videos starting tomorrow, so then I can get on track with certain stuff. As well as I know I did put this in one of my other videos too, but October 1st, which is coming in literally 2 days, I will be making a update video on what to expect for October, because not only October is going to be a big month from the aspect of, still bears, videos of, week previews, and then, game previews and stuff like that. Um, that's going to be still going on, but, NBA is coming up, and I said I would be doing Clipper games, recaps, and stuff like that, so I'll occasionally be doing that. I'm also gonna be prepping to make my Angels end of the season, stuff, and talk about what I think the Angels need to do preparing for this upcoming off season for them to be better. Um, I haven't made Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim video in, man, a long time, but they pissed me off so much I just stopped having to make videos for them. But I will make a season ending video for that, and you know talk about certain things in that. Like I said, another thing, looking forward to October. I'm probably gonna put in my my update video. TV show reviews. Um, when it comes to like My Hero Academia, all the other TV shows coming out and stuff like that. Um, you know, that's it's going to be a hectic month for October when it comes to content. So I'm gonna have to make sure I can manage my time between schoolwork and doing this content stuff on YouTube, and making sure you guys get these videos that you need to see. And also, if you do watch the Bears recap videos, and if you do want to check out my other videos, again, my basis on my channel is I do typically, like I said, I do Bears recaps. I also do Clipper recaps if you want to check those out. And then also Los Angeles Angels and Anaheim recaps if you want to check those out, if just in case you're a fan of any of those teams. Um, Also, I do TV show reviews as well as movie reviews, whether it's movies coming out or movies from long that have been out for a while and stuff like that. And when I mean movies like on DVD and stuff like that, I just go back and get my opinions on what I like about most. But other than that, I will probably talk more about that stuff, all like how uploads and stuff like that are going to be working in that October 1st, you know, in that October 1st update video. So if you do want to check that out, I guess you'll be looking for that in 2 more days. So yeah, but other than that, the Bears got a win today. We are standing at 3-1, tied with the Packers for first place. Technically second place, but we're tied for first place. And next week we play the Oakland Raiders in London. I personally, I would have loved it if we play the Oakland Raiders in Oakland, but I digress. It is what it is. So till then, you'll probably be seeing me on tomorrow's video. but that will be way before I even made this video. But other than that, you know, like I was saying, the Bears got another win. We're 3-1, and we can, you know, cool down for now. So other than that, you know, this has been Camry 15. If you like this video, leave a like. If you have something in the comment section that you want to mention about today's, you know, game, please put that on. And if you want more Chicago Bears content, hit that subscribe button. So till then, this has been Camry 15, and I'm signing out. So till then, see you guys in the next video. Bear down!